Okay, so here we're going to look at compound interest, and Jack has $500 to invest, so he's putting money into the bank, and the bank's going to give him an interest rate of 6% compounded annually, which means he's going to get money from the bank by investing his money in the bank. So now we're going to look at how he would have, or how much money he would have after 1 year, 2 year, 5 years, and 10 years. Okay, so just for the sake of reminder, f of b is equal to PV 1 plus r to the n. Okay, so each one of these is going to look like 500 times 1.06 to whatever, oh, that's not 500, to whatever the year is. Okay, so all we have to do then is now, actually, I don't know why I keep wanting to do 3 years because it keeps saying 5 and 10. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here in this graphing calculator and type in the formula to get our future value. So we have 500 times 1.06, and that's going to be to the first power, so just our simple 1 there. And we get 530, okay? So he's going to have $530 after the first year. Let's see what he will after the second year. Remember, your present value remains the same. Okay, you don't have to go in there and keep plugging in like the 530 as the present value because we now have a formula that takes that into account. So that's how much it would have after 2 years. And you got to think that's only $1.80 more, but that's more than nothing, right? He had 530 the first year, so it means he should definitely have 560 the next year. But because of that compounding interest, now he's getting interest on that $30. Okay, so let's look at it for 5 years, and that grows to $669.11. So let's see if we put this in here for 10 years, just $500 for 10 years at an interest rate of 6%. What would we have after 10 years? $895.42. Okay. And that's how that would work. And you can tell how much you're going to say you needed in 4 years. You needed $800 off of this, $500. Well, you're not going to get there. Okay, it's not going to compound quick enough for you. All right, let's look at page 5. Exit off of this. And it says, if you have $200 to invest for 10 years, would you rather invest your money in a bank that pays 7% interest or a bank that pays 5% interest compounded annually? That compounded annually lets you know that this is compounding interest. Is there anything you could change in the problem that would make you change your answer? Well, yeah, I mean, you can always change the interest rates. That's going to help you to grow more quickly. Okay, so let's figure this out. We can do this one simple for the simple interest. It would be $200 times the rate, which is 0.07, okay, times what is the year, 10 years, okay. Now, if I don't want to have to add that on to my principal, I'm going to go ahead and put the $200 in here. Now, this should be pretty easy. This would now be 200 times 0.7. So 200 plus that. And what is 200 times 0.7? 7/10. I'm just going to do that on the calculator to make sure. Yes, that is $140. So you would have $340 after 10 years with simple interest. Okay, that is with simple interest. Now, if we were to compound that with 5% interest, our formula would be 200 1 plus r times n. So 200 times, our rate was 0.07, so we're going to call that 1.07. And this is, this is for 10 years as well. Oh, nope, I'm sorry. This interest rate was 5%. Sorry about that. That's the difference. We know that if you're going to compound the same amount of interest, it's going to be more. So here we have to the 10th power. And so hopefully from the last slide you saw how to do that. 1 and 5/100 to the 10th power is 1.62889 and so on. Let's multiply that by our 200 and we would have $325.78. So what would you rather do? After 10 years, you're still going to have more money with a simple interest because of the interest rate. Here, even though it's compounded annually, it's only at a 5% rate, and you're not going to have as much at the end of 10 years. Okay, so let's look at the lesson summary again. It says simple interest is calculated once per year on the original amount borrowed. That's all that you're getting to compound the interest on. Or I'm sorry, to get interest on. The interest does not become part of the amount borrowed or owed. Okay, that's the principal. The amount borrowed or owed is the principal. But compound interest is calculated once per period on the current amount borrowed or invested. Each period, the interest becomes part of the principal. Okay, so that's what we were saying earlier with that $200 that became $230. Okay, now it gets to get interest off because it's compounded annually. You're going to get interest off of the $230, not just the $200 again. Okay, it's not going to be on the second year just $260. It was $261.80. The third year, it's not just going to be $290. It's going to be much more because you're getting interest on the $261.80. You're not just adding 30 to it each time because that's what the interest would be on the original amount.